All right, what's up, you guys? I got Chelsea Laudicina here. I'm Coach Heidi, and Chelsea just competed in her first NPC bodybuilding competition, and she did the wellness division. So I'm super excited to have Chelsea. She's a mom of two. She works three part-time positions and has her kids full-time. I am like majorly impressed with her and all that she's been able to accomplish, and I'm extremely like what's the word? Just thrilled that she chose me as her coach. And I feel extremely grateful to have guided her on this journey. So, Chelsea, go ahead and tell us a little bit about that experience. You just competed Saturday. Just kind of give us like a rundown of that experience for you of like just competing, being on stage.
Yeah. Pride, honestly. Like the first thing I felt when I was up on stage was like how proud and like prideful I was of like even just being there. Like just being so grateful that I made it to the stage, being grateful and like proud of like what I've done to get to the stage and how much I've done to get to the stage, how much I've lost to get to the stage, just being proud and prideful and my body was capable of doing. Proud of like my family and my friends being there supporting me, hearing them in the crowd was so like overwhelming. It was just, it was such a great experience, like from the people, from the athletes. It was just so wonderful and I'm ready for another one.
Yay! That's incredible. I think there's so many people that set that goal or they look up to bodybuilding competitors or athletes and they want that, but there's a lot of things that hold them back from actually implementing or following through with that. So today I really wanted to interview Chelsea to kind of dive a little bit deeper into her mind, get some nuggets from her and her prep and what she experienced to hopefully inspire other moms out there, other women out there who are ambitious, who have big goals, who have big dreams, and for whatever reason feel maybe kind of stuck. Maybe they're afraid that they're not capable of it, or whatever. There's so many things that can hold us back. So Chelsea, I think today has some really great nuggets for all of us that we can all just take away something really valuable from today. And I know I was talking to Chelsea before we started this interview, and she brought up a really great insight that I think all just so many of us can benefit from, not just moms, but also women who haven't had kids yet. So kind of go into that nugget for us, that big takeaway that you want to just have everybody know.
Oh, the Mom Bod.
Yes.
Yes. So the Mom Bod kind of scared me even before having kids. Like my husband would always be like, if whenever you're ready, this is your body. And that was kind of scary. And just like the society and the outlook on like what people always say, like once you have kids, you never get your body back and blah, 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 blah. And we just embed that in women's heads. And it's just not true. It's really not true. If anything, we should be proud of our bodies even more so and be the things that our body is capable of, and that's the things that no one talks about, is how capable we are more so after having kids and what we can do, that we're actually more appreciative of our bodies. But because we have this mindset of like, oh, it's the mom bod now, it's totally fine. And then we get comfortable and we get tired and sluggish and we don't want to do the daily things that we used to do to fill our cups because it's okay because we're moms. Mm-hmm. It's okay to have that body, but that's not the case. And then we start to realize, I don't feel like myself. I feel tired. I feel, I don't have a purpose besides being a mom or working and doing the day-to-day, daily things that we always do. And I was tired of that rut. And I was like, no, I'm going to stop this mom bod shame thing right now because it is not who I am. I know what my body is capable of. I know what I looked like pre-baby, and I'm going to bring that package but better to the stage. And that was one thing I came to. The idea is like, I want to come back pre-baby, but better. And we did. And that is like what I'm truly so proud of, is that I have a mom bod, but it's the best mom bod. And to me, I'm more proud of that bod than anything. So I think society needs to shut up, stop selling moms that, just accept your body because it's flabby or not tight anymore because you just had babies. Is it going to take work? Yeah. but that's okay because you're going to feel even better once you do start to put the pressure or, you know, the effort into your own body and doing the things for you and filling your cup first, that you're going to be even a better mom in a better body. So just keep that in your mind. Just you don't have to have a mom bod. That's not a thing. You know, you can come back stronger and better after kids.
That is a mom bod. You have we'll redefine. We'll redefine what a mom bod is, right? Like we're strong, we're resilient, we have confidence. I think too, like just going along with what you said, I love my body more than ever after having kids. Like seeing what it went through, seeing what it could do, like, oh my gosh, it's a freaking miracle, you know? And like, and I still, even when I'm like hugging my kids, I'm like, I can't believe I grew you. And I tell this to my kids, I'm like, I grew you in my belly. And they're just like, whoa, like they think it's crazy too. And
or just even other people seeing that too is like such a great accomplishment. They're like, you are putting so much hard work in and you have 2 kids. You have 2 babies. I'm like, yeah, I have 2 kids. I do. And like, that's like so proud. Like, you know, they're my pride and joy. So it's cool to see what our bodies are capable of for sure.
Totally. And I think too, for me going through that process of like, you know, I got into bodybuilding before I had kids. And I initially got into it with the mindset of like, I want to achieve my peak state before I have kids, and it's all downhill from there. Like that was my mindset. And so I like got into bodybuilding and I did my first show, and then I got hooked. I absolutely loved it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this again. You know, and I did another show, and then we decided to have kids. But I was so grateful for the foundation that I had in bodybuilding to understand like how our bodies actually work scientifically, you know, that like, wow, like we can grow muscle through these principles. We can lose body fat through these principles. We can like change our shape through these principles. You know, it's not just like you're given what you have and that's it and there's no control, but like there really is a lot that is in our control if we want it, you know, and if we have the right strategy, the right guidance, support, all that good stuff. And so I was grateful for that knowledge because after having my kids, I knew what I needed to do in order to, you know, maintain strength, maintain a body that I loved, that I was proud of. And that gave me so much confidence and energy to show up, you know, as a mom and wife and coach. And
there's so many things that we moms do that are actually really hard, like carrying tons of things on the beach with a baby in the hand, and like being able to do that and not be out of breath is like awesome. Or carrying laundry and the kids up the stairs and being able to do that, or running after your kid down the street when they're on a bike, being able to do that. Like those things are so important and just day-to-day things that we need to do. So if we weren't taking care of our bodies and weren't able to do that, I couldn't imagine not being able to do those things with my kids. You know, I feel so proud that I am able to do some of these hard things and they're not hard to me.
Yes. I think that's such a misconception with bodybuilding. I know a lot of people, or several people, would think that I was being selfish in competing in bodybuilding when I had kids. Like, oh, are you neglecting your children? Oh, are you like... And I was just like, that's absurd. Like, I couldn't imagine, you know, I did have phases postpartum or just, you know, throughout being a mom where I neglected my health. I neglected my fitness. And man, it sucked. It sucked really. I was more neglectful as a parent when I wasn't working out because I just didn't have like that mental, emotional, energetic capacity. So, anyway, so kind of going along with that, I'm curious for you, because this was your first show, what sparked that initial desire in you to want to compete?
My son is waking up, but my husband's crying. So if we hear crying, total mom life, right? But what sparked it the most is I I wanted something that was going to challenge me, right? I am a fitness coach. I know how to work out. I know how to eat right, but I wanted something more. And all my life, people are like, "Oh, you should compete," and I was like, "No, it's not my thing. Like, I love food, and like, I don't want to do that," because that was the perception I had. Trust me, we eat a lot of food, a lot of food. Some days I was like, I don't know how much more I can eat. Yeah, you just eat so much food. So we do eat a lot of food as a bodybuilder as well, which of course I had the different perception about that. I didn't think that was the way. So to me, I was just like, I wanted to do something that was going to challenge me, something new, something that I haven't done before, something that I could be super proud of and show my kids like what hard work takes to get there. And then not only that, but like being the best, like we said, the best version of myself while I'm becoming the best version of myself. Right. So I wanted to show my kids that. And again, I got my kids involved in my goals. I got my husband involved in my goals. I told people about my goals because it was so important that other people knew so that they would support me too.
Yes. Yes. So. I love that. I love that you are so confident in your decision and that vision of what you wanted, that it was like you wanted to tell people about that. And you got them on board. You got them supportive of you. And I loved seeing your kids like showing up to our posing sessions on Zoom, you know, and they're
loves
just,
it. Loves it. She was very upset she wasn't allowed on stage.
Bodybuilder in the making.
She cried. Like she was upset she wasn't allowed on stage.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
As I was going backstage, she was like hysterically crying in the hall. I was like, I'm so sorry you can't come with me.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, but I posed too. I'm like, I know.
Oh, cute. That's so funny. So, I love that. I know.
Yeah, she really wanted to come.
Yeah, I remember my kids came to my shows too, after I had my kids and I competed, and they came to support me, and there was like no greater feeling than being up on that stage, knowing my kids were seeing me accomplish something, so hard, but so rewarding. And yeah. So, okay. So I wanted Chelsea to share kind of her top 3 nuggets or tips for being able to stay consistent. Because like I said, there's a lot of people that like have these goals, they make these big goals and they say they want to compete in a show or even lose weight, but it doesn't happen. So for you, I know the first thing was like telling people, rallying that support, getting people like kind of on board with your vision. Yeah. So you're held more accountable. And then kind of go into that a little bit more. What are some of those other tips that you have?
Definitely telling people, tell anyone and everyone that you're going to do it, because then you're not going to fail. Because not only that, because if you keep it to yourself, you're more likely to not give it your all, because it's only you that knows, right? But if you tell everyone, everyone's watching, and you're not going to try to let everyone down. You're going to give everyone a show. So that is like the biggest thing. Like I told my kids what we're doing, that we were going to the gym every day, and they loved it. I told my husband, like he was on board. He knew that like some things were going to get neglected, and that was going to be okay. Like just having support and setting the expectation, especially with your family, is so important. Like being very clear, like this is the goal. This is what's going to happen in the meantime. It is what it is. We're just all along for the ride. But having and telling other people, and just like every day, they're like, how's the gym? How's it going? How's it? And them asking you makes you, even on your bad days, want to go, because they're looking at you. You want them to celebrate you as well. So I think telling anyone and everyone that you can to get support from is a huge factor that's going to play in this role. Yay. Awesome.
Awesome. And then I know you said the second tip was to like not have shame or guilt around it. So I know mom shame is such a real and crippling thing. Yeah. Go into some of that, like, how did that manifest in your prep and your life at this time? And like, what helped you overcome that?
Yeah. I mean, just even as I, after birth with my second kid, even I just like, it took me a while to get back into the gym and like get back into my routine. And like, I held on some baby weight for a little bit longer than I wanted to. And that's because I had shame and guilt. Like, I should be doing this when I should be instead of going to the gym. I should be cleaning the house or doing the laundry instead of going to the gym. I should be, playing with the kids instead of going to the gym. But instead, I just rearranged. I rearranged my schedule so that I woke up before the kids. I had my time before the kids. And then I was able to devote my time to my kids. And then we went together to the gym. And they loved it. I found a gym that they loved to go to. My son's crying because he knows I'm up here. Is that loud or?
No, you're
is
fine.
it okay? Okay.
It's okay.
So I found a gym that I knew that, that they loved. And so on the days that I didn't want to go, or I maybe missed my morning gym session and I was like, I have to go to the gym later and I was dreading it. My daughter was like, Mama, let's go to the gym. Mama, let's go to the gym. And that's why, again, it's so important to get your kids involved. Like, even though they're so little, they are going to want to support you in your goal. Like, tell them, Mama has a big goal. Mama's going to be on stage. Are you so proud of her? Like, just talk to them how you want to be talked to, because they're going to say it back. Monkey see, monkey do. And my kids love to work out because we set those expectations in our home, that working out is fun. It's not a chore. Like, we get to work out. We get to move our bodies. We go for walks as family. Like, we do things together so that it's not, I'm not neglecting them. I'm not, I don't have shame or guilt around it because they are involved and they love it. And, for whatever reason, I thought I couldn't do that. I had to do arts and crafts all day and play with my kids all day instead of involving them in my goal. But yet they love working out. Why can't they come into the garage with me and work out? Like, why should I, they want to be there. So I involved them. And I think letting that go was like the biggest thing for me. Like, that was my biggest win, is like knowing it's okay that things aren't going to work out as planned for the day, but you have to fill your cup first. And that is when I became my best version of myself as a mother, as a wife, is when I did fill my cup first.
Yep. Yeah. That's so powerful. So powerful. I think just in like realizing that it doesn't have to be a this or that, we don't have to like, sometimes there are very rare scenarios where we actually have to choose, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when we're creative, we're resourceful, we know our vision, we can find a win-win situation, where it's like, okay, my kids they love going to this gym. I love going to this gym because I'm working towards my goal, and you can make that an experience, right? Like driving to the gym. And I think our children, our spouse, like, we don't need like a mass amount of quantity of time. We need very intentional quality time. And when we ourselves as moms can pour into our cup and we are fulfilled, we can show up and actually give more quality time to our kids, to our spouse, because we're not resentful, we're not burned out, we're not like questioning what the heck we're doing with our life. It's like we have a purpose, and I think that is more energizing than anything else, is like having a purpose, having a drive, having a vision. So I kind of want to wrap things up here and end on just this final note of, I know people probably look at you and they think like, oh, well, Chelsea, like, she looks incredible. Like, she's an athlete. This was probably easy for her, right? Like, we love making up excuses as to why it's easier for that person than it is for us. So I know I kind of want you to go into a little bit of like some of the doubts you had throughout the show, and some of those some of the doubts, some of the fears that you had.
Yeah, I definitely did not think I was good enough to be on that stage, or even like that my body physique would be comparable to those that are on stage. And that was just me getting in my head. But like, I then started, changing the narrative or the story in my head to be that I've already won. So like having that confidence that I've already won in my head and bringing it to the stage and giving myself a little bit less slack, like I've already won. So whatever happens on the stage is the added bonus, right? Like getting to the stage, I was proud. My kids were proud. My husband was proud. Like that, to me, I won, right? I've already lost 30 pounds. I already lost 10% body fat before. I think the end result was 34 pounds and 12.2% body fat. But at that point, when I changed the narrative in my head, I was like 30 pounds down. I bought new jeans. Like, these are huge, huge wins to me. I was like, that was not even a goal. I didn't say to Heidi, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds. Help me lose 30 pounds. That wasn't the case. I was like, I just want to get on stage and I want to look freaking good. But in the time to get there, I didn't realize that's what I needed. And that to me was like a huge win. Just like having that self-doubt and like saying I couldn't do those things, but I birthed 2 kids all natural. Like, that is hard as hell. Okay. And that makes me feel like a badass. And I took that energy and brought that to stage. And like, even when I felt nervous, because I was nervous on stage, of course, like I was not going to say that I wasn't, especially being the first time out there. I was like, ooh, do I belong here? Breathe, shoulders back, squeeze your glutes. And I was like, I'm a mom and I'm here. And I was so proud of that. And I think that's what showed, was that I was just really proud to be there. Like, it didn't matter. I was just so proud to be there. So the self-doubt like went away after I like changed the narrative in my head, and anyone can do that, right? I can't go to the gym because blah, blah, blah. No, I can go to the gym because blah, 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 right? Like, it's so simple to change that narrative in our head of like the negative doubts that we have in our head. And if we just simply do that step by step, get your body in motion, stays in motion. I think, those are little nuggets that are going to go a long way for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that, like, I still remember that coaching call with you and just how powerful that was as we dove into those limiting beliefs, as we dove into, the narrative, that was like, that keeps us back, because we all have that. We all get those narratives in our head that keep us stuck, that hold us back. And when we can actually just bring that to the light and then realize what the truth is, and like, are these thoughts actually productive for my goal? Are these thoughts actually serving me? Like, no, they're keeping me stuck. And like, what is the truth here? Like, the truth is that you are a badass mom. Like, you did birth 2 babies natural. And like, from that experience that you have power inside of you, that you have discipline, that you are a champion. And that like, I remember too, like, one of those fears is like, I'm an amateur. This is the first time I'm ever doing this. Like, that's scary. That's scary as heck.
Yeah. A birth is scary.
right. And I'm like, dude, Chelsea, you were an amateur when you first had a baby, right? But like, that was like one of the most powerful experiences for you, that just affirmed to you that like, you are incredible, that your body is like capable of so many incredible things. And and I know that, any other moms, women listening to this out there, your body is so incredible. I know we can sit there and pick apart our bodies and ourselves all day, but when we can actually tap into the truth of like, my body is capable, it's strong, it's powerful. It is like, our human bodies are literally like the most incredible thing on this earth. Everything that happens inside of our body is truly a miracle. And anyways, I'm so proud of you again, Chelsea, to see what you were able to accomplish. Again, not just in the sport on stage, but in your life throughout this entire process. So huge congratulations again.
Thank you.
Any last words you want to give? Any words of advice that you want to give to all the women listening to us?
Honestly, just that moms can do hard things too. It's not just we have to do the day-to-day, take care of the kids, do the dishes, do the laundry, go to work. Like, we can do hard things too and do things for ourselves. And that is going to make us even better badass moms. So just do the hard things. Do it.
Woo! Yes. All right. One last flex. Yes.